You, my friend, are already qualified to be a speaker. Did that surprise you? Maybe it did. I have a feeling that you've been thinking about showing up and speaking as the face of your company, but you're waiting until you get to a certain level of success or you develop some sort of secret sauce. Today, I'm going to show you that you have everything you need to be a successful speaker and how to tap into those skills that are going to take you to the next level. Hi, I'm Jessica, and I help small business owners and CEO leaders use speaking to make a difference in the world and grow the companies that they have worked so hard to build. And I know that so often when we are starting to show up and be the face of our company, there's a lot of feelings that come with us, and more importantly, a lot of comparison and wondering, am I ready? Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes to be a speaker? So today we're going to break down what actually makes a great speaker and help you see that you have everything that you already need. So what does a successful speaker look like? Do you know those traits? Let me know in the comments if you do. Well, that's a trick question because there are not any specific traits that make up a successful speaker. In fact, a successful speaker, an impactful speaker, is one who is true to themselves. That's the biggest difference. Instead of trying to duplicate someone else's success, someone else's speaking style, someone else's appearance or onstage persona, what I want you to focus on is creating a branded experience that is true to you. That's the key, especially as a business owner. What you need is to create an experience that builds trust with your audience, and that's consistency. Every time your audience interacts with you, you want it to feel the same. And here's what I need to let you in on, a little secret. When you show up and speak, whether it's a stage in front of thousands of people, it's a live stream, a collaboration, a podcast interview, anything, you name it, most of the audience is meeting you for the very first time, right? You're making that first impression. And I know you want to make it count, but making it count means making it consistent, not making it stand out or making it look like someone else. See, what we want to happen is we want to think through the entire client journey from that first impression to lifetime client. Is it all going to feel the same? Is it going to feel like you and genuine? So when they hear you on the stage, when they talk to you in the hallway, when they follow you on social media, join your email list, we want that experience to feel consistent because that builds trust. So if you're asking, but Jess, do I have what it takes? What is my experience good enough? Do I have what it takes to be a great speaker? Let's find out. I've got a little checklist for you. This should help. First, instead of saying what we need, let's talk about what we don't need, because I like this list a little bit better. And I think it might make what we need a little easier to receive. So here's all the things you do not need in order to be a successful or impactful public speaker. You do not need to be some giant social media influencer and have a giant email list. You also don't need a giant high energy personality. That is not my style. I am an introvert and I'm not the big Tony Robbins beating on my chest singing type of person. Like, you're never going to catch me doing that on stage, and that's okay. If that's you, stick to it. If it's not, don't try it. We want to create an experience that is true to us. You want to think about after your presentation, like hanging out with your audience in the lobby, that vibe, that energy. How can we create that on the stage? So you don't need a big list. You don't need a following. You don't need some giant what you think is a magnetic personality. You don't need to have a big story. And I'm going to say that cautiously because you have a story, but so often we can compare our stories to others and say, well, I don't have a big rags to riches story. I don't have a big emotional story. And your audience does not care. That's not why they trust you and want to learn from you. They care about your desire to help them more than they care about your past. So you don't need some big story to be a successful speaker, and you don't need a specific appearance or body type to be a speaker. So often we can say things like, well, I'll start showing up more when I lose 10 pounds, or I'll start showing up more when I have that perfect outfit that I want to wear. I'll start showing up more when I have time to start taking care of myself. Friend, you are perfect just the way you are, and your audience is focused on the difference you're making for them, not the little things that you are seeing and standing out to you in the mirror. You're ready, you have what you need. So if we don't need a large following, some big list, a big personality to be the perfect size that we think, or have a story that's going to make everyone cry, what do we need to be a great speaker? Well, these are my non-negotiables. You do need a desire to serve your audience in a bigger way. If you are getting into speaking for solely self-serving purposes and to bask in the spotlight, it's going to fall flat. Kind of going hand in hand with that, you also need a deep understanding, or a desire to develop a deep understanding of who your audience is, what they need from you, what they want to achieve. Because if we have the desire to help them, them. We need to understand how to help them. And those two things together are going to make you completely magnetic to your ideal audience. So those 2 points really focus on our audience and wanting to show up and serve them. But there's another part of this list that kind of impacts ourselves more. You need a message that matters to you. If you are getting up on stage and you're talking about something that you're not passionate about, that you wouldn't talk about for free, then there's no way somebody is going to invest hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of dollars to bring you in to talk about a topic that you're not passionate about. So you need to actually care about this topic you're speaking on. What your audience and what organizers don't want is for you to get up on stage and bark orders at your audience and say, here's what you should do. You're not actually doing those things behind the scenes. They want to see you leading from the front, showing the way. And that not only is going to make you just a better leader, but it's going to give you great material for your presentations, case studies, and experiences and stories to share. We want to see you walking the walk, not just talking the talk. The final thing that I think is non-negotiable for a successful speaker is a commitment to improve along the way. So often I talk about public speaking as not a goal to achieve, but a skill set we should all be working to strengthen. And that's because it is an evolution. It's not a destination. As we speak, every speaking opportunity that we do is more experience and more skills. And we work to develop and strengthen our skills as a speaker, whether that's the actual content in our talk, the way we connect with the audience, how we navigate the event behind the scenes in our business, or our on-stage delivery. We get better every single time we show up and do that work. So if you want to be a great speaker, you need to be committed to growing and evolving along the way and not just having it perfect the first time you do it. Because spoiler, your first presentation is most likely not going to be your best presentation. If you were at my first presentation I ever delivered back in 2006, I apologize because that was not my best one, but I've come a long way. And a commitment to working on your craft, refining your message, perfecting your delivery from the stage, that's what makes you a great speaker. Because say it with me, practice makes not perfect. Practice makes confident. And the more you practice, the more confident you're going to get on stage. And when you are confident in delivering your message, your audience is going to be more receptive to receiving that message. Listen, I get it. Nobody wants to practice. Nobody wants to watch video footage of them speaking and say, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? Like, it's not fun. But that behind the scenes work, that practice, that dress rehearsal, that's what makes you a great speaker. That's what keeps you on that journey to constantly improving. In fact, inside of our coaching program, the Speaking Strategy Academy, we hold space for our students to deliver their presentations so they can have that dress rehearsal and they can practice their talk, not only in front of me, their speaking coach, but our entire community of people who are on a similar journey who can say, this is what you did really well, but I would have also loved to see you do this. It gives you that space to practice and rehearse and improve before you get on the stage. So hopefully this conversation today helped you see that you do have everything you need to be a great speaker. You don't need the big list or the existing following. You need a desire to show up and serve your audience and leave them better than you found them, and be committed to learning and growing along the way. And if that's you and you're wondering, how do I make this work for my business? I'd love for you to click this video on your screen right now so that I can show you how to use this newfound journey that you're on to scale your business from the stage with speaking.